All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by Coin Trader Inc., Mind Your Money, and recorded in front of a live studio audience.
We have a street here in New Orleans called Burgundy, and we pronounce it Burgundy. We don't say New Orleans unless it rhymes in a song. It's New Orleans. Praline is praline, pecan is pecan, crayfish is crawfish, and when we go to the grocery store, we go make groceries. Soda pop, cold drink, it's a Coke. You like Pepsi? You're out of luck. Direction, downriver, upriver, riverside, lakeside. Now, God forbid, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you, go out to the Bankhead, go upriver like you're going toward downtown. Translation is, go out to the sidewalk, take a look for the skyscrapers, get on the American side of the city. Now, upriver is west, downriver is east, riverside is south, lakeside is north, and the streets change over on the other side of the canal. Good luck in driving around.
This is Teddy, little Teddy, the other Teddy, from all over the road, New Orleans.
Hello and welcome to the best darn podcast on both sides of the Mississippi. This is All Over the Road New Orleans with the king of all podcasting, Victor Del Giorno.
All Over the Road, the podcast, live in stereo. We're available from lovely Lakeview, the Coin Trader Studios. It's Victor Del Giorno again. And my boy Teddy. Teddy's on location today. He's on assignment. And so we got him via...
Hello, testing.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, it works good. Works good, buddy.
Great.
He's on location. And William Wallis is with us. Say hello, William Wallis.
Freedom.
William, of course, has the show, William Wallis for America. Now, did you get that? We were going to talk politics. This was scheduled to be, because it's an election year, and William's an expert. But William, we're going to have you on another time to talk politics.
I'd love to. Any chance I get to be on the All Over Road podcast and listen to it, I think
you better take advantage of him now because you know how hard it is to get the guy on.
Hey, he's
we've been
popular.
trying all year. Look at it. It's the end of May, and this is the first time he's been on all year.
Well, Teddy, this is not the program for us to be bashing William, okay? Because
first time I haven't been invited back
because he has got a story to tell. He has a story to tell, and that's why he's here. We pride ourselves on stories, and stories, all that stuff. And he has an unbelievable story that happened to him. And when I heard about it, I really couldn't believe it. I mean, Teddy, he's telling me this. I'm going, this can't be true. And of course, as he's telling me, I'm interrupting him every 5 seconds because I got another question. And you know me, I interrupt everybody. I got a question. I don't want to.
I finally told him to stop asking me questions.
I know. When you told me yesterday, I have a lot of questions. You told me in our pre-show
they were peppering my brain like crazy. And I was going, you know what? This isn't going to do any good because we need to save this for real time and for the listeners and the followers and the guess who would have that.
Well, as I told you, I said if I answer all the questions, I'm going to take away your curiosity. So when we do the show, you wouldn't have any more questions, and so I shut you up.
Well. We pride ourselves on stories. Now there is a time, we've been on the road a lot, William, lately, and there was a time that Teddy and I went on the road to go see a football game, and where were we, Teddy? Zachary?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
I know, but we're in Zachary.
Zachary.
It's a small town. It's a small town, but it was kind of frightening because we went to eat somewhere, and there's nowhere to go in Zachary, so they're in front of this store that's called, what was it called? Something Duds, Cheap Duds, something. What was it, Teddy? I don't know. The store. And it was kind of scary. Right. So you don't have to be on Canal Street, New Orleans, or the French Quarter, or New Orleans East for something really crazy to happen. Now, William was in a place called LeCompte, right, William?
Well, it's spelled LeCompte, but there in LeCompte, they pronounce it LeCount.
LeCount? How did they get out of it?
I don't know.
How did they get count out of Compt?
Who knows? I mean, like then you can think of all the crazy places that there are, and they say the way they pronounce it.
It's Louisiana, right?
Right, exactly.
That's true. Which is, by the way, just
no pronunciation makes sense.
Louisiana was just the worst place to live.
I looked it up on the map, and it's like up I-49, almost to Alexandria.
Yeah,
correct?
so South Alexandria. I mean, look at things like Chapatoulas. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, what were you doing there?
So my wife and I were leaving my brothers in Lafayette from a crawfish boil, going up to. She has some family property up in Natchitoches, and so we were going up there for a night. Because we had to go check on the property basically, and so we're just
leisurely weekend. You're driving,
we're leisurely. I actually wanted to leave earlier for my brothers, but my wife said, we're having a good time. Let's just kind of hang out a little bit. So we stayed. Of course, a little bit longer, left around 9:30, and we're riding down the road, and she's driving. I'm taking
Okay,
a
wait a
nap.
minute. Okay. So that's why you were there. Let me slow you down a little bit. Okay.
Crawfish
Because I want everybody. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I want everybody to digest this. You're in LeCompte.
No, we were in Lafayette.
Oh, Lafayette. I know, but you ended up in LeCompte on the way back from.
No, on the way up there.
On the way up there.
Yeah, because we had left Lafayette, and we were going to Natchitoches, and so we were traveling through the area.
So this incident, which we haven't mentioned what it is yet, this incident happened on your way up.
Yes.
So then you got to tell everybody that you were going to see what happened, right? Or did you never get there?
No, we never made it that night.
Gotcha.
But there was nobody there anyway.
Okay.
That there was we were going there. Well, there was we were going up there. So it was
Teddy, you following this, buddy?
Yeah, and if I know the exit off I-49 used to pass by there all the time. But
Yeah,
basically, there's really nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
except for
Basically,
maybe a gas station.
there's
or
a
something.
gas station and a Burger King on one side, and then a long road with no lights, and you don't see anything.
Okay,
down
so you got off that exit. You stopped to get some gas.
No. I'll tell you what. How about I'll tell you step by step.
Okay, well, the reason why I'm asking this is because I want to take a break.
Okay.
Real quick, and then come back. So, all right, we'll just do it here then, okay? Because I had a dramatic thing about going to the break, but we're not going to be able to do that because you won't let me. But anyway, William Wallace's trip up by Alexandria, all right, off of 49 in Louisiana, a wild, bizarre thing happened. We'll be right back, and he's going to tell you the story in its entirety. You do not want to go away. This is a crazy story. It's all over the podcast. We'll be right back.
Here's what to do if someone tries to steal your car. Full disclosure, this only works if you're by yourself or the items that you're leaving behind are replaceable. Get out of the car now. Now, they just want my car, so I'm going to comply. I have a panic button that's called Invisible. I press it twice. The moment I get out of the car to give him the car, I'm going to push my phone and the Invisible and just drop it underneath the seat. What that does is it's going to signal the police to come to this location of my car. I'm still fine. He just wants my car, and they'll arrest him.
Well, it's finally here. The price of gold is over $2,100 an ounce. If you ask the average person on the street, what's the price of gold? What's the price? None of them know. But what you need to know is that gold's been around for 5,000 years, and it still is a great way to protect your retirement, your hard-earned wealth, and have something tangible in your hands. Hold the promise in your hands and do that without ever giving a social security number. How cool is that? All you have to do is call our friends at CoinTrader, 504-267-6004, and tell them that the king of all podcasting sent you. And guess what? They're going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Better do a little business. Teddy, better do a little business, buddy.
That's right. Take care of business.
Got to be able to pay Teddy.
Taking care of business.
Got to be able to pay Teddy.
Every way.
All right, so where we left off, you're in LeCompte. Which and when you told me about it, I've driven past that exit a bunch of times. I've never stopped. Okay, so now here you go. You're driving out.
We're going down the road. Okay. So I've been drinking lots of water lately.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to the bathroom. So I tell her, I go to the bathroom. She says, so do I. And I said, well,
it's a date.
She says,
date.
Well, there's an exit right up here because my wife's from that area, so she drives there, regularly, and so she says, "Well, exit up here."
And you're driving. What are you driving, by the way?
She's driving her Honda CRV.
Oh my God, that's like the guy. That's what I was driving in Houston when my vehicle got stolen. My rental car, Teddy.
Oh no!
Oh my God! What a coincidence!
Oh, what a coincidence it is!
Oh my God! The drama!
It's an omen. It's an omen. It's an omen. It's an omen.
Please let the man tell his story.
All right. Thank you, Ted. Thank you.
I'm not telling his story. No.
And Teddy keeps saying that I'm not telling my story. I'm not letting him tell. I'm trying to.
He's been very mean-spirited lately, Teddy. I don't know what's his problem.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what his problem is. And maybe the Cubs no offense last couple nights.
Where do you want me to start?
So.
Anyways,
I know I've only told the story about 1,000 times.
So that's the number one most stolen vehicle is the Honda CRV. Google it.
Okay, well this was not. He was. Let me tell you this.
Oh, did I spoil that?
He was.
Was it just a spoiler?
He was.
Was it a spoiler? No, there's too much of the story for that to be a spoiler.
It was not a spoiler.
Okay,
please tell your story.
I'm trying, Ted. I'm trying here.
I can't believe. All right, I can't believe this. Go ahead.
So we stop at the exit. We go up at the exit. We go to the right, which is where there's I think it's a Chevron and a Burger King, and the gas station's closed. And the Burger King, we didn't know if it was open, but it looked, like it was kind of, there's a drive-throughs open. We said, well, let's go to the other side. So we cross the interstate on the same exit, and we go into the Exxon station on the other side. And there's nobody there. As a matter of fact, we pull in the parking lot. We're like, is this even open? But I'm like, well, lights are on. Hey, look, there's a guy at the counter in there, so it's got to be open. But there's nobody there. Nobody pumping gas. We park in the second spot from the door, which is significant in the story.
It's close, good spot.
It's a second spot. Either way, we go inside. We go to the bathroom, and we believe in giving them business if we're going to use their services, right? So we get some snacks, we get some more water, and we go out to the car.
Did you pull out a big wad of cash?
No.
Okay, just ask.
No.
Question.
Yes.
Go ahead, Teddy.
Approximately what time of day was it?
10:30 at night.
See, Teddy, he can't tell this story without you interrupting him and asking questions. So
I think that's a pertinent piece of information to know.
You are correct.
It's more important that you're on the scene.
Wait a minute.
CDX knowing about that.
That's right. You have to William. You have to give us permission to interrupt and ask these questions. Both Teddy and I.
Raise your hand.
I'm here.
Raise your hand.
See me.
Yeah,
but Teddy's on assignment. You gotta.
I'm in Dutchtown.
Okay, all right.
I'm on assignment at my house. I can't come to the studio.
My
wife's out of town. She's getting back Sunday. I'm here. I gotta watch the dog.
Make a signal like, and then I'll know.
My assignment.
I could do this all night. I could do this all night. That's how excited I am.
Please tell the story.
So okay, I'm trying to tell the story here.
Okay, let's recap. Let's recap real quick. We can recap. You stop at the Exxon. You're in the comp. There's nobody there. You get the second spot, the count. Okay, you get the second spot. You go in, you pee. Presumably, you both wash your hands. I hope you did.
Absolutely.
And then you get a couple tchotchkes to throw them a bone.
Ooh, yeah.
Then what happens?
We walk out to the car, and there's another car. There's another car now parked in the first spot. He was parked a little cockeyed. He was kind of, the back end of his car was kind of almost over the
windows?
Over the line.
Tinted windows?
No.
Okay. So you can see in the car.
Yes.
Okay.
So back into the car was a little over the white line, and and he wasn't pulled in all the way. And so my wife turned to me, and I won't say exactly what she said, but she's like, "Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's parked right on our car. He's not even pulled the way in." And I said, and her spidey senses were going off to be aware. But I kind of said, you know what, honey? We got the second spot. He just got closer to the parking spot. He just went to the closest parking spot. That's why I didn't, sound the alarm for me. I said, let's just get in the car. Let's just go.
Yeah, you told her, I do a radio show on Carondelet Avenue at WGSO, and this is nothing. this is nothing compared to where I go on Tuesday nights.
Absolutely.
On Tuesday nights.
So,
okay.
So she gets in her side, and she's driving. So she gets in the driver's seat. I go get in the passenger seat. I sit down, I close the door.
Gotcha.
And I hear a male voice.
Okay.
And I'm the only male in the car. So I look to the left to my wife, and her car door is now open.
Okay.
And there's a man standing in the car door in the
So
car
she
door.
never shut the door. She
did shut the door.
Oh.
She shut the door. He instantly opened it behind her. Okay. So he was kind of. Now, the reason he parked that way is because he was out of gas, but that's a whole. I'm just giving you like a little piece of the story.
Okay, that's
so
useful.
we didn't find that out till like later. Either way, he parks that way. So she gets in. So he opened the door. She's sitting down. He opens the door. He's standing in the doorway. I look to my left. There's this guy standing in the doorway. He has a gun in his hand.
Okay.
His finger's on the trigger.
Gotcha.
His hand isn't shaking, but it's not steady.
Okay.
And he says, "Get out of the car or I'm going to kill you. Don't make me kill you. Get out of the car." My wife says, oh my God. I said very loudly, because I've kind of trained through these situations before. When you're a responsible gun owner and you're an aware citizen, you train, you walk yourself through these scenarios when you want to be more aware of what's going on. So which is something I emphasized quite a bit in my own podcast when I did this story.
Right.
So I just very loudly said, "Honey, we're just going to give him the car. Just give him the car. It's okay. He can have the car. He can have everything in it. Very loudly so I can hear it. He says, do not put your hands in your pockets, as he shoved the gun in my wife's face. I said, and so I'm thinking to myself,
were you sticking your hands in your pocket?
No. Well,
of course you were.
Not yet, but
Okay.
but I have to make the mental decision. This guy's a criminal. He doesn't know that I have a gun in my hand, in my pocket. There's no way he knows that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I've seen the gun. It's a small gun, a little small.
Yeah. Well, it's well.
It's a small gun. It was a little snub nose something, isn't it? A little snub nose.
No.
No.
Smith and Wesson 380
Okay.
bodyguard. Anyway,
Right.
so he has no. I know he has no idea that I've got a gun in my pocket, but he's still, and I have to make the snap decision that he doesn't know, but he's covering himself. This is obviously a criminal. He's done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Gun in his hand, finger on the trigger, get out of the car. So as I look to my left and see that the gun's in her head, I have to make a decision that he does not know I have a gun in my pocket, nor can he see my right arm, because I am on the right side of my car. I'm in the passenger seat. My gun's in my right pocket, my right arm.
You're leaning with your left shoulder.
He can't see this.
I remember you.
Mm-hmm.
He can't see this.
And you're leaning on the car with your left shoulder.
So I'm getting out of the car
Yeah.
with my right and my right side, so I don't move my right arm. Again, you have to think about things when you are preparing. It's not just going to the range and shooting. You got to think out scenarios and be smart about it. So I didn't move my right arm, thinking, okay, if he's watching through the window and has warned me, I don't think he knows I have a gun, but I'm not going to move my right arm and reach in and grab my gun out of my pocket.
Teddy, are you on the edge of your seat, Teddy?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So either way, so as I get out of the car, I slip my right hand very secretly into my right pocket. I grab my gun, I slip it out without moving my right arm, and I take the safety off with my thumb.
Okay.
I've got one in the chamber,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 6 in a magazine.
Gotcha.
I stand up. I look to my left. He has now moved the gun to the back of my wife's head. And so I instantly know at that point, because I've trained, that I don't have a shot. I mean, my wife is, her back of her head is, got a gun to it. And he's less than a foot away from her. His head's less than a foot away from hers. So,
and only a few feet from you, correct? Not
I'm standing in the doorway of my. I'm
He's on the other
out
side
of the car, so I'm standing up next to in between the door and the car, in that angle, and so is he. So I look to. I'm okay. If I can't take a shot, do I have an escape route? So I look to my right, and I see that 8 feet to my right is the corner of that brick building. So I know I can get there if I have to. But I'm still not going to leave my wife.
Right.
So I look back over to the left because I'm reevaluating. It's all snap decisions. It's, you're thinking, all of a sudden your mind is racing, your heart's racing. Look to my left. At that point, I see the gun shoving her down to the ground. Basically, he's got the gun in his hand. But what I don't see, and I found out later, of course, is that she says he pushed me down with his hand on my back. So I don't see that his left hand is on her left shoulder. The gun's to the back of her head. Between the gun and his right hand with the gun in it, he shoves her down to the ground as like he's shoving her like away from the car as much as he can, and he shoves her down. And I'm watching his arm that's got the gun in it lower to in her direction. So at that point, I'm in fear of my wife's life. I'm in fear of my life. And all I see is that the gun is now lowering down to shoot her because he's carjacking
Dude,
us.
unbelievable.
So at that point, I make fraction of a second decision to take a shot. I know I got one in the chamber, thumb safety's off. I swing my right arm up, and I'm one-handed at this point. I don't have time to go, okay, wait, hang on a second. Let me get my eye protection, my ear protection on. Let me square up to the paper target.
Yeah.
Let me, get my second hand on. There's no time for that. I swing my right arm up and I take a shot.
And you miss.
And I miss.
And at that point, where's your wife now?
Well, she's still on the ground. Okay, she's still on the ground. But again,
wait, is this guy looking at you more or looking at her?
Well, he was looking at her. He was bearing down on her basically with the gun. He was definitely looking at her. Later,
and he still doesn't know you have a gun.
Well, probably
young guy, old guy, big guy.
24 years old.
24.
But you have to keep. Now, the police told me later, and I'm gonna kind of jump forward a second. They told me later that that's the MO. They don't want a body. They don't want to deal with a body. You shoot the body in the car. Now they got to pull the body out, or if they shoot it right next to the car, they don't have to deal with the body. They don't. And this guy does not want a witness, and you'll find out why. There's more surprises to this story later. He
lowers her down because he doesn't want to get any blood on the car, probably.
Well, yeah, on him. On him. I mean, he wants her away from the car, wants her immobile, and does not want a witness. So he's lowering the gun down to her back. I see that as opportunity. I swing my right arm up and I take a shot when I know my gun is pointing at him. Either way, I didn't hit him.
But
okay.
Now at that point, at that point,
William,
yes.
What were you aiming for? His head?
I'm aiming for his head.
Well, when you shot.
Right, I'm aiming at I'm swinging the gun up.
He's just shooting.
Now, at this point, though, you learn when you learn at the range, you can always, line up to the paper target, both hands, set your sights and shoot. But there's also when you take concealed carry classes and you take other strategic classes, you learn to just swing your gun, your gun up and shoot.
You've taken these classes?
I've taken these classes before.
See, that's why Teddy, he sounds like an educated, he's like he's an FBI agent, the way he talks.
So
I could never, I wouldn't know all this stuff. I mean, he's talking, and he's calm, cool. He's like Cool Hand Luke over here.
Well, I've had CIA agents and FBI agents I've talked to since then.
Were you scared? What was going on in your head?
Well, I'm sharing the story with you. Let me share the story.
Because I'm scared to death.
How about I finish the story?
Okay. Right.
And then you will ask all the questions you want.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So this is what happens.
Tough, Teddy.
So I swing my right arm up. I take a shot. I'm thinking about two things. I'm thinking about shot placement because in my head I know that I'm not taking the best shot because I'm swinging my arm up. My heart's racing. I'm trying to take aim as best I can with my sights, and I take a shot. I miss. Again, I was thinking shot placement because before you unload your magazine, which you're trained to do in a defensive situation, they always tell you unload your magazine. But in my case, I'm taking one shot placement, miss. He then turns his head to me because at that point he realizes he's being shot at, and I visibly see his shoulder and arm raising up. So the gun was definitely on my wife.
Right.
He is probably about to pull the trigger any moment. I'm in fear of her life. I'm in fear of my life. He now he's swinging his gun up on me and starts shooting at me.
Okay.
We're still directly across from the car from each other. So
these things whizzing by you? Could you feel them whizzing by you?
Not at that point.
Okay.
I can't say I felt bullets whizzing by, but I'll tell you when I did. So now I've got my second hand on my gun. I'm backing up backwards. I've taken two more shots at him, and I fall.
Oh, geez.
I hit the handicap curve, and I fell. There's a little ramp, a handicap ramp, a little curve on the side.
Yeah. I've had that happen before.
I trip over the curb.
Yeah.
Okay. After taking the two shots at him, when I fall down, I kept trying to get back up, and I kept falling down.
Oh, jeez.
And I mean, because all I could think about is, one, I got more. I want to take some more shots. Two, my wife.
He's got a clear shot at you.
Three, I'm now a sitting duck.
No cover. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get up. I kept falling down. I kept getting up. I kept trying to get up. I kept falling down. And I don't. And to this day, I believe there's a reason why I kept falling down. So, but at one point when I was down on the ground, I looked down and I see a shot hit to my left. A foot or two to my left in the ground, and then I look and then I'm trying to get to the brick wall. I see a bullet hit to my right, And then so I scramble to the brick wall. I finally get to the brick wall. I look up. I see brick dust fly off. So he hit the wall once right there. And I look down, and I'm covered in blood. And I could only my first thought was, I can't get up because I've been hit. And later, I found out that I had not been hit. Because I fell down. I fell down in glass.
Gotcha.
So my hands were all cut up. I'm bleeding. Either way, so he's shooting at me.
Where's your wife at this point?
From all I knew, is she's still at the ground. Okay, and that's where she was. She was still on the ground. But
he's focusing on you now because you got the gun.
He's focused on me because I'm shooting at him. So the important thing here is, when I reviewed this with an FBI agent and an ex-CIA agent, I went over that what I thought was a mistake on shooting one shot for placement. They said, no, your gut feeling did you right, because had you unloaded your magazine, you would now have nothing to keep him off your wife, and you'd have nothing. You have no firepower left.
Right. Well, plus from hitting him, the jerk from hitting him could have pulled the trigger and shot your wife. In other words, when you shot at him, if his gun wasn't up, and
no, his gun was up. Remember, so as
okay.
Right. When I shot at him the first time, the gun's not up. Either way,
okay.
Either way. So now I'm behind the brick wall. I'm looking down. I'm covered in blood. I thought I had been shot. The gunshots stop, and all I could think about is, he's now, he thinks I'm out of the way, and so now he's gonna go back to my wife. So in a burst of energy, in a sheer, just I was just a burst of energy. I stood up, and I came out from behind the brick wall, and I fired off my last 4 shots at him. And so he's firing back at me another once or twice. I run out of ammo. I go to slap my left pocket to get my other magazine, when I realize that my other magazine, I left it in the cup holder in the car.
Yeah.
And I had taken it out earlier in the day. Either way. So, another.
I mean, you don't expect to use one magazine.
So, exactly. But again, I've trained for these scenarios. I've thought these scenarios out. So I'm standing up. I take 4 more shots at him. My gun locks him down, and in the back position. I know I'm out of ammo. I'm in sheer panic because, is he coming at me, or is he going to shoot my wife? So what I do, I want to get the only way that I can know to get to my wife. I can't go back from whence I came, because I'd be going back in his line of fire back to the car. But because I'm always situationally aware of where I am, when we went into earlier to go to the bathroom and get snacks, I had noticed that there was a rear entrance to pumps that were in the back of the store. So when my gun's open, my gun's locked open, his fire stops. So I start backing up, because now I'm going to go around to the back of the store and go through the store to try to get to my wife on the other side to help her. And so that's where I was at that point.
Find out what happens next when we come back. All over the podcast, William Wallis's horrific story of a carjacking in Louisiana, out in the middle of nowhere. So improbable. Such a riveting story. Got more of it coming out when we come right back. It's All Over the Podcast with Ted Semper and myself. We'll be right back.
You're at a gas station filling up your vehicle. An armed robber approaches you while your children are in the vehicle. What do you do? The answer is protect the kids. Get the children out first, then give the armed robber the keys. If a carjacker gets inside your vehicle with your children in the back and drives off, what should you do? The answer is call the police. Stay on the phone with them. The second thing you want to do is you're going to want to open up your Apple AirTag tracker or another child tracker if you have one. While the app is open, you're now able to give the officers the exact location of where your car and your children are. We advise get an Apple AirTag tracker or just a normal child tracker for all children.
Want to be heard? Want to voice your opinion? Well, All Over the Road is the place to do just that. It's the Aotr listener comment line. 504-603-6753. It's a free call and open 24 hours a day, every day. So pick up the phone and call. You'll leave your message and it will be recorded. Heck, if it's good, it might be on the next show. Who knows? So don't just think about it, do it now or whenever. Pick a topic that interests you. Give a comment on a current event. Tell a story about something you experienced. Tell the king of all podcasting he's full of shit. You won't be the first one. Did you write the number down? I didn't think so. Here it is. 504-603-6753. Okay, a little slower. 504-603-6753. The AOTR listener comment line. Use it, don't abuse it.
Back to this story, riveting story that Ted and I are listening to. It's William Wallis. He's our friend, our brother. He's been on our podcast many times. He's got a podcast called William Wallis for America. By the way, freedom. Did you ever get that delegate thing? You were going. Yeah. Okay, so you're a delegate.
Yeah, I'm an alternate delegate.
Congratulations, congratulations. I know that was something that we kind of lost track of, but great. I kind of figured you would be. But William is a conservative. He's got a great podcast and a great radio show on WGS here locally. We're friends, more than friends. We're just great guys. We're just brothers, and along with Ted. And he had a horrific situation. Oh man, just going to visit some friends up in Lafayette, and then we left the story. I mean, there's he's an attempted carjacking. Shots are fired. His wife, he still doesn't know what's going on. So let's rejoin William right now with the story. Okay, now.
So let's make it clear at this point of the story that it was not an attempted carjacking.
You get a laugh track
because
I know this isn't funny, but you get a laugh track.
Because as I'm backing up to get to the back of the store to try to make my way through the store to get to my wife, because that's the best route to get to her at that point. I'm backing up to watch if he comes. Is he going to come around the corner and shoot at me some more? I had no idea.
Could you tell what kind of weapon he had?
I could not tell what kind of weapon he had.
Was it an automatic or?
It was a semi-automatic pistol.
Okay.
But
so at this point you don't have any ammo left.
I have zero ammo left. My magazine, my second magazine's in the cup holder. Either way.
Yeah.
So I'm backing up, but I'm keeping my eye on that corner in case he comes around the corner. And as I'm backing up to the back entrance of the store, I watch my wife's white Honda CRV drive away.
Oh,
so
and then you're wondering, is my wife in there?
I know she's not in there because he threw her on the ground, and so I run back to the front of the store. My wife was inside the store at that point. As he drove away, she got up and ran into the store. Exactly. So we call my
you know what I thought was coming?
What's that?
I thought this was coming. You made your way back to the vehicle, and the guy was shooting at you, and he left the vehicle. You went back to the vehicle. You got the other magazine, popped it in, and then boom, 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 boom. You're back.
Yeah, well, that was. You
feel lucky.
Well, yeah, exactly. You feel lucky.
But that's not what happened. Really, what happened was the good thing. It was grace of God. Now, you had mentioned something to me, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but you mentioned something to me when we talked on the phone. You said, I knew God was with me. All right. And this is how, and that you felt it. Tell me about that.
When I kept falling down.
Right.
I had zero explanation why.
So you think your stumbling made a hard target to hit? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm on the ground, I'm moving, I'm falling down. I'm not standing there shooting back at him, which is, probably likely what would have happened had I, been standing up. Maybe if I would have stood up, I'm an easier target for him. Mm-hmm. Maybe all I can say is that I can only presume that the only thing that I can think as to why I kept falling down is because I was getting knocked down, because I wasn't incapacitated. Obviously, I did not get shot. I did not get hit.
You were drunk.
I wasn't drunk. Yeah. I'd fallen and obviously there was some glass on the ground. My hands had some lacerations on it. I still have, one big one on the palm of my hand, and this one's clear. So they're all healing up nicely.
And how long ago was this?
About 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So they're all some of the lacerations that were some clean lacerations have all kind of healed up. But that's the only thing that I can assume is that that I was being protected from bullets. Because, and I'll jump forward for one more second, and then I'll continue with the story, because there's more to it that you don't even know yet.
No, I'm ready. We're here.
So,
I got all the time in the world here.
So when after the investigation, and the police kind of walked me through, my story, and it's okay. You said you were, you backed up here, you fell about right here, you fell on the ground here. You said you saw a shot to your left. And I said, yes. He said, this is look down, and there's a divot in the asphalt where the bullet that I said I saw hit. You could just tell it was a clean break in the concrete. And they said, you saw a divot to the right. I said, oh, you saw a bullet to your right. I said, yes. Look to the right. There's another divot. And there's shell casings everywhere.
Yeah.
So the evidence on the scene matched up with my story. Actually, someone passed by the store the other day, and they said there's still gunshot holes in the brick.
Yeah.
That they could see those. So we go inside. I run inside. My wife is already inside. The store clerk had locked himself in I guess the office. And but after my wife goes in there screaming, he comes out and I've called 911. And my wife and I were pacing. I mean, I'm covered in blood. She says, "Were you hit?" I said, "I don't." And at that point, I didn't know that I wasn't hit.
You got to milk that. Yeah, honey, I'm hit, but I'm okay. I'm okay, honey. I'm hit, but I'm okay. It's not my time. It's not my time.
It's not my time.
I don't think he needs to make it any more dramatic than it already is.
Right, exactly.
You right about that.
Really?
You are right about that.
So,
what condition? Like, what was your wife saying?
So she was actually considering how she was so on the ground, she was not scuffed up that bad. I mean, she had some scuffs and some bruises,
Yeah.
But she's pacing the store. I'm pacing the store. What
was the clerk doing? Was he witnessing all this? The clerk.
Well, the clerk said.
Did he call the cops?
He called 911.
Yeah.
The clerk said, all I saw was a few shell casings flying. That's all I saw. I'm like, yeah.
And I presume they had it on camera, right?
They did not have any cameras at the store.
So it's the Exxon and LeCompte. Do not go there and get gas, whatever you're doing, people. Go to the next exit.
It's owned by
This is the one right off of 49, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Right there.
It's owned by who?
It's owned by an ex-state representative. He was in the Louisiana legislature.
Very nice.
So we... So it seemed like forever goes by, and I said, "Are you sure you called 911?" He goes, "Yes." So I called 911, and this is where the story gets not better, but this is where there's more to the story that you don't know about. So I said, "Give me the phone. I'm going to call 911." So I called 911.
I'm William Wallis, darn it. Give me the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because the guy that stole our car, our cell phones are in the car. Our laptops in the car, my iPad's in the car.
Yeah.
So
your clip,
my mother magazine, exactly. Mother magazine's in the car. So I call 911, and the operator says, "Sir, the police are already there." And I said, "No, I'm looking outside the parking lot. Well, the parking lot's empty." He goes, "Sir, then you're not looking. The police are there." And I said, "No, sir. The police are not here. I looked at the back parking lot, the front parking lot. They are not here." And he made another little comment that showed me that he didn't believe me. And I said, "I'm telling you, they're not here. I've just got into a shootout with this guy, and he's took our car." The 911 operator says, "Hold on." He comes back. He says, "The police are going to be there in just a minute."
Yeah.
One police officer shows up. Police officer shows up. At this point,
was it state police? I'm sure this.
No. It was like the county. It was
what
like
parish is it? What parish?
It was Rapides Parish, but no, it wasn't even the sheriff at Rapides Parish. It was like the town's
constable,
like the town. No, there's a town's police officer. I think
that was 10:30 at night. He was probably sleeping.
Yeah, so
it was Barney Fife.
Yeah, Barney Fife. Yeah. So he said he walks up and he goes, "So what's going on?" I said, "My wife and I were just carjacked and we got into a shootout." And he goes, "Well, there," and he looks to the guy that drove up and stole our car is left, of course, with our car. So the car he had stolen earlier that evening.
So that car was stolen as well.
Was still there. He goes, well, that's your car right there. I said, no, that's not our car. That's the car that the thief came in here with. And he looks at me, he does a second take, he sees the blood. He goes, were you shot? And I said, I don't know. At that point, I still didn't know if I had a bullet wound or it was just, glass, or what it was actually at that point. And he goes, hang on one second. Now they're realizing that they have a second crime scene.
Oh.
That guy that carjacked us had just left the gas station and at the Burger King on the other side of the interstate. My wife and I were the third and fourth, actually fifth and sixth victims of the night.
Are you serious?
So
what did they get out of it?
So he carjacked, he basically stole a car in Ville Platte. He drove it there. He shot at somebody else's car earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He allegedly, we'll say.
All right.
He gets to the parking lot. He comes up on another husband and wife, puts the gun to her head, says, give me the car. The husband tries to swipe the gun out of the way. Okay. The criminal shoots the guy, starts shooting into the car. So they drive their car forward to try to get it away. They throw it in park. They get out of the car. They run into the Burger King with the keys. They forgot their dog, their handicapped dog. They forgot. No,
serious?
No, not a handicapped dog. They forgot their
special needs dog.
Dog,
right?
The service dog.
Service dog. Thank you, Teddy.
So
Teddy, thank you.
They realize they forget their service dog.
Not a blind dog.
Exactly. This piece of excrement.
Piece of excrement?
He shoots their dog and kills their dog in the back seat.
Oh God.
So now you got a shooter.
At that point is when he comes over to us. And that scenario happens with us.
And never once he said, give me your money, for instance.
Well, no, but, he gets you in your car.
But they ditch cars. No, but Teddy, they take him and they ditch him and take another one. But what do they get out of that?
Well, they get away. Criminals are stupid, remember now. I mean, they don't think, they're not thinking about things. So
the car he pulled up beside you was also stolen.
That
was car number 5. You were 6. Were you 6?
Well, you got to keep in mind there was somebody, he shot it earlier. There was the couple, and I count their dog as a victim.
And he was by himself.
He's by himself.
With his dog.
Did he?
With his what?
The other guy had the dog.
The other people had the dog.
All right, okay. This guy wasn't stealing cars with his service dog.
William, did the man, when he first pulled the gun out and you just, when this first started happening, did he ever say anything?
Yeah, when I got into the car,
he said, don't make me kill you.
I heard the male voice, and I looked to my left, and that's when the guy said, don't, get out of the car or I'll kill you.
Don't make me kill
you. Don't make me kill you. Yeah. Get out of the car.
That's a strong thing. Don't make me kill you.
And his finger's on the trigger.
Yeah.
And then he puts the gun to my wife's head, and I'm in fear of her life, and I'm in fear of my life.
Was she crying? Was she cool? Was she?
She was pretty. She was. Well, I'm not. We're talking about things that happen now.
Yeah. Split second. Yeah.
Split second. Yeah. She says, "Oh my God, honey, we're giving the car." She turns to the. She's getting out of the car. I'm getting out of the car. I'm turning the other way, and so. But either way, when he pushed her to the ground, she later told me that she thought he was going to kill her. She thought very clearly, "This is it.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to get a bullet."
This guy's on some kind of spree.
Yeah,
he's on a spree. Yeah.
Well, we don't know he's on. At that point, we don't know. At that point, we don't know where we're basically victims. 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So either way,
you don't know. Right.
So either way, he goes off of the car. So now our car's gone. He's driving in it. Finally, after they figure out that we're the next incident, the cop said is, I forget what he said that makes us go, oh my gosh, we can call our emergency contacts that we have, of our family members. We can find out where the location is on our phones because we share locations, and so my wife gets her emergency contact to send a picture of the location finder on where her car was at that moment. And then we got that to the police officer, who then radioed on his police radio, white Honda CRV, license plate this, because my wife remembers the license plate. She remembers the last 3 digits anyway. And so almost instantly, they know what highway he's on. Almost instantly, another officer spots the car, runs up on him, and he took the police on a 45-minute police chase from LeCount all the way down to Kinder, Louisiana. He was trying to run him off the road, driving recklessly.
What's the background on this guy? Did you get any background on the guy?
Zero. They don't know. They don't know what his background is. Either way, after 45 minutes, they have to spike strip the road.
Wow.
To stop the car after a 45-minute police chase, where he's trying to run the police off the road. He's doing things to try to get away. The spike strip causes him to crash my wife's car into the woods and totals her car. So now, of course, my interjection on this is this crime that we have. It doesn't just affect people's lives; it affects them financially. Because now my wife had a car that was paid
that's
for.
the least of your worries.
It is the least of my worries. It is absolutely. We thank God that we're alive. I completely agree with you, but my point on this is the Second Amendment doesn't just save lives and protect lives; it also protects property.
It does, yeah.
And so I'll get back to that in a second. So he runs into the woods, and he evades police for 8 hours in the woods. They had the dogs on. They had the dogs to find him. They finally got him after eight hours, and he's been booked. He's been booked in 4 parishes. So his crime spree went across 4 parishes, and they got him. So that's the good. And my wife and I got our lives. We have our. I can talk about how. I feel good about what happened. I don't feel good about it. I feel good that I did that I handled the situation.
Yeah, the way you handled it.
I feel exactly. I feel that I was blessed.
You didn't panic, although you may have been in your mind. I don't know, but you didn't. I don't know if I would have handled it like that. I can't honestly say I would have. You know what I mean?
Well, but, you go to a different place. I've talked to police officers and agent and some 3-letter alphabet agencies, people about this, and I've talked to some people that a friend of mine that was in combat, and your mind kind of you're conscious and you're thinking it through, but it's like everything is in fast forward speed, and you're I can say as I've told the story and thought it and remembered it, that I can remember, when I spotted the brick wall, it was almost kind of like I was kind of ducking a little bit, but I remember coming back up. I remember going, and then seeing him push her to that down. I can remember thinking, this is my shot, so so when I tell this story, of course, I'm telling the story in a little bit long version so people can understand it, because it's hard to relay, that you're it's like you're in slow motion but fast forward at the same time.
I've been in situations like that,
and you're kind of, your mind is racing, but you're thinking it, and I can remember some specific things about what I was thinking during that. But it's almost like you're in fast forward at one place. But when you go back, it's almost like you can do it. You can watch it in slow speed.
Yeah.
And that's what would you say from the time the door opened, like he opened your door on your wife's side, to when you ran through the back of the store? How much time went by there? Was it a few minutes? 5 minutes?
It was probably a few minutes.
Just a few minutes. So all this happened so fast.
Yeah, all this happened. It just happened so fast.
Like,
it was probably. I mean, I don't have a timer on it. I don't have. But just kind of based off of when, we're his car's gone. Yeah, the car's gone. Yeah. We're counting the time. It was,
probably 3 minutes.
It was probably like 2:45 by the time we're at, calling 911 and everything. I still probably want to get the 911 tapes, on that. And so, it's still, it happens fast. It happened fast. But I can honestly say,
how many shots did he take?
They found 10. They said they found 10 casings but they don't think they got them all.
So he took 10 to 12 shots.
So they had 10, and they thought, and the last time I talked to the investigator, they said she says, I think that there's an investigator, there's a crime scene guy, the forensics guy, and I was told they think they found more. So,
Jeez.
You steal these vehicles. You don't know how many guns these are in these vehicles. You don't.
Well, he had extra. I'll put it this way: he had extra magazines in the car.
Oh, so that was his gun.
In the stolen car. The police could not go in the car.
Mm-hmm.
They did not open the car, but they're kind of looking to see their flashlight, and on the floorboard of the passenger side there were other magazines. So this guy, may have had another gun. He may have had. He might have had larger clips. No telling what he had, but there's ammo in the other magazines. So, and I'm not bragging. I'm simply saying, based on what the police have said, the investigators have said, and other people have said, had I not shot, when I shot, my wife would be dead. I'd be dead. The guy would have gotten away. Because imagine now, we're at a gas station. There's nobody else around. There's no cameras. The clerk runs in there. If this guy would have killed me and my wife, he now has a car. They don't know the license plate. They don't know the description on it. He's going down the highway. He's got her purse. He's got his gun. He's got he's got everything he needs to basically be. He's got my wife's purse with credit cards and cash, and so now he's got a way to get away for a long time. At that point. Had we not done what we did, had that not happened, and I'm not bragging, but this is where I can see God's hand.
This is what happened.
The story.
I may have missed it. But you said he was on this spree of carjacking, and he shot at other people. Did he actually shoot anybody?
Yes, the other couple that had the dog, when he put the gun to the wife's head. The other husband
tried to knock it away.
Tried to knock it away.
He ends up shooting the dog.
Well, no, he shot the guy, and then as the car's trying to ride away, the husband and wife get out, run in, and that's when the car's goes in park because they're trying to run in. Yeah. They forget their special needs dog, their service dog, and boom.
How long was he in the woods before the dog sniffed him out?
8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah.
It gave him away. He was wearing that LL Cool J cologne from Ralph Lauren.
Oh,
and boy, that stuff stinks. That stuff stinks.
Yeah. Ted, he just can't help himself, can he?
I can't. No, this is. When you told me originally, you're telling the story, and especially the part about when you're falling down. In my head, this is what I saw. I could have seen an angel there, and every time you tried to get up, he pushed you down. Every time you tried to get up, he pushed you down. And that was his way of protecting you. I mean, Williams tried to push him down, And, what you don't see in the supernatural is what's happening, And, what a horrific situation to go through, especially if your wife, man, I just feel so bad for her.
Yeah, she said she's had the toughest time.
Yeah.
But, again, we're thankful.
Because there's aftershocks with this.
All right, we're grateful we have our lives. We are grateful that we have... that God blessed us with, with our lives.
I know you're close to your son. What did your son say when you told him the story?
Oh, well, he, of course, we told my daughter first because our first instinct was that he's got our car, he's got her driver's license, he's got our address, he's, and the keys to our house. Mm-hmm. So we were first called, my daughter.
Get out of there.
Well, we said basically call your brother and get over there. And so, he was shocked, but he's like, you're in Shreveport. You're in Alexandria, rather. I'm sorry, you're in Alexandria. And Shreveport, Alexandria, and New Orleans are the three top crime states in Louisiana and in the top 20 in America. But we weren't in Alexandria. We were south of Alexandria. We were in a little small town, basically.
Yeah, right.
Think about what would have happened if there was no Second Amendment right there. What would have happened that night?
Well, we'd be dead.
Yeah.
We'd be dead. We'd be dead. I mean, because he did not know. He threw my wife to the ground before he knew I had a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, he can say, don't put your hands in your pocket, but there's no way he knows I have a gun. He can assume, You know, he can assume all he wants. I'm a white guy that kind of, maybe
you're a very white guy.
I don't have my face painted blue. I didn't have my face painted blue. I didn't have my kilt on.
Yeah,
and I certainly wasn't wearing my claymore.
There's a white guy like you and a white guy like me. That's two different white guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a real white guy.
Yeah, I'm about as effervescent as it gets.
And I am so grateful. I'm so grateful that nothing happened to you.
You definitely didn't see my sword, swinging, on my side or my kilt,
So what's this guy going to be? Is he obviously be carjacking, but is it like attempted murder charges too?
He now has seven. He's got over 40 charges right now. He's got 7 attempted second degree murder charge, second degree attempted murder charges.
Is he from Louisiana?
Well, there's questions on that too.
Could he have been an illegal?
No. Oh no, he was not.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
Right.
Oh no. Is he illegal? Yes, he's very illegal, but he's not any illegal.
Yeah,
he's not any illegal.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's. So let's just hope and pray that he goes to jail for a long time. I mean, somebody like this. I mean, when you get that brazen, I mean, it's almost, to me, it's not that it's easier to shoot a human than an animal, but he had zero reason to shoot and kill the dog. There was zero reason to kill it. That dog was strapped in the back, and he wasn't taking the car. He knew he didn't have to. He did it out of spite.
Yeah,
because he couldn't get their car, and that, to me. When you can be that blatant about killing an animal, there's then that's just an evil person.
Yeah. Now, when you told the story in your podcast, is it more in depth than what you did with us?
Actually, this is about as in depth as I got on the podcast.
I was going to say, if you want to hear more, you go to your podcast.
What I do in my podcast is I do go into a little bit more call to action that people need to get training. I tell people. You need to be trained.
Yeah.
Training is not just going, I go to the range, every so often and I shoot the paper target. Well, guess what? That's not what saved me.
Yeah.
Yes, I go to the range. Yes, I train. What saved me is talking with people who are experienced, asking about situations. You watch some videos. You go to get the training. There's training classes on what to do in scenarios. There's seminars. There's talks. There's different things that count as training and being situationally aware. And that's the other big thing is learning to be more situationally aware. And you've got to, like, when you walk in someplace, it's amazing to me. I always, my kids especially think I'm a conspiracy theorist. I tell them when you go out, watch out for this. Look for
keep
this.
Your head in a swivel. It's
look
2024.
for this. Yeah. If you hear footsteps, look behind you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And for so many years, I'll get Dad, or maybe a friend, and they're like, "Oh, you're crazy."
They're listening now. I'm sure
that's crazy. Why would you ever, when you go into a store, why would you worry about where the back door is? Well, you never know what situation you're going to be in. So my podcast, I spend a little bit more time after the story going into, and I will say this, I probably told a few more details in your podcast than I did on
how
mine.
can people hear your podcast? Tell them how they can get there.
They can go to any podcast app, and you go to William Wallis, WALLIS for America, and I'm on all podcast apps. I'm also on Rumble at the same address, William Wallis for America, and then you can catch me on my radio station at WGSO 990 AM. But
which I'm free on Tuesdays now. So
which you're what?
I'm free on Tuesdays now. If you want to come up one day.
Okay, all right.
We had fun. We did fun. We had fun the first time.
Only if Ted comes.
That sounds good to me.
Because it would not be the same if Ted's not there.
Anywhere I go, I'd like to have him with him everywhere I go. We got a big promotion coming up, and he's not going to be able to make it. We got a promotion coming up where someone's going to get a Dr. Phil haircut. Okay, that's all I can say at this point. Someone's going to get a Dr. Phil haircut in this deal. No, but
so really, who wants a Dr. Phil haircut?
Well,
gotta be somebody.
It's somebody.
One question that gets asked regularly, is and y'all didn't ask, and I'll give you the answer.
Okay.
Wait, give me one more question. This might be it.
I hope so.
My my other question was, aside from the night of this crime spree the guy was on, did he have a previous record?
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay,
I already asked that question, Teddy. I already asked it about 20 minutes ago.
Did you? I'm sorry if I missed it.
Ted, don't worry.
Anyway.
Don't worry, Ted. Victor asked all his questions twice.
Oh my God, no.
He didn't listen the first time.
You should have heard the phone conversation we had. And finally, I just said, I got to go. I'll see you tomorrow. I mean, really, that's basically.
So what was the other detail?
Did you hit him? Did I hit him?
Oh, yeah. Did you hit him?
No.
That's what I said on the phone when we first talked on the phone. I go, dude, he was like 2 feet from you. How come you didn't hit him?
Well, he wasn't 2 feet. He was about 6 feet or 8 feet. But look, so it's funny because I've got some friends that have given me a nickname, which I'm not going to repeat right now. We're talking about I'm aiming at a head and shoulders that's over my car. And the first shot, I'm swinging my hand.
Don't explain nothing.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling what it is. So so I swing my arm up. The second shots, I got somebody shooting at me, and of course, I probably the last four shots probably done a little bit better, but still in all, it's at night. Yeah. It's not a very well lit. I mean, it was lit up, but it's at night, and I'm shooting basically at a silhouette. Over the hood over the top of my car. And so, but I didn't hit him. And there's some people say, oh, you should have. So you know what? I don't have to process that. Yeah. So God gave me the right to protect myself and my family, and I protected my wife's life and saved it. I protected my own life, and our actions got a bad guy off the street. Yeah. And I didn't have to shoot him. I didn't get shot. And I'm thankful for God for me not getting shot on that. And he got caught. So there's a complete circle, where there's a beginning and he's caught and he's in jail. And so because of that, I feel, that I did the right thing, and I feel, and so for those reasons, I've been able to be okay with the scenario. But somebody did mention, and I will give you my little joke. Somebody said, hey, you should get therapy. You might need some counseling. I said, you know what? You're right. I do need therapy. I need some range therapy.
Well, I've had a gun pulled on me 4 times in my life, but no one ever pulled the trigger. And on all 4 occasions, I did not have a weapon to fight back. And there are crazy stories. There's 4. I'm not going to get into them, but it is a scary thing. But I can't imagine actually a shot firing out. Now, we had that incident out in front of my house, a few last year.
I remember this, yeah.
Where they had 64 shell casings like right down the block from me, and they were shooting in front of my house and shooting down the block and everything. And it's really scary when shots rung out because you don't know where bullets travel.
That was just your neighbor going, get off my lawn.
But look, I'm very thankful because you know how I feel about you. And when you told me that, I was like, it was hard for me to kind of believe it. At first, I mean, of course I believed it, but it was hard for me to believe it. And I kind of gave Teddy a thumbnail last night, and real scary. I just thank God that, you were able to, come out of that, and God protected you. I mean, really, I really believe that when you were stumbling and falling, there was an angel that kept pushing you down.
I do believe that. Yeah. I
got a vivid picture of that. Not that I'm gifted in any way, but it was pretty obvious.
Right.
So, okay. So you got the delegate thing. Just to kind of get on the lighter side, Teddy. Now you're going to be going to the Republican convention.
I'll be in Wisconsin.
Okay. And you'll be by where they hold the sign up, Louisiana, where they hold the thing.
Oh, yeah. I'll be hold Louisiana.
So we got to make sure that
maybe I'll get me a little Cajun hat, maybe get me some white shrimp boots.
Can you do some call-ins to us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe will you allow the white shrimp boots that I could wear on the floor of the?
You want white shrimp boots? I'll get them for you.
Okay.
Do you want white shrimp boots?
I don't. I just.
What do you wear? 12? What do you 14? What do you?
My feet aren't that big.
Teddy. It's funny. I always crack jokes about T-shirts. How I always wear a medium, Teddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I ordered some stuff.
Make it fit.
I ordered some stuff online, a couple T-shirts for the summer. All right, and I ordered 2 XXs. I did. I ordered 2 double X's, and I got the receipt, emailed to me. 2
And
double X's.
he found they fit just like a medium.
No, when they got here, they were mediums. I said, who the hell's reading my mail? His name is William Wallis. William Wallis for America. He's a brother of Teddy and mine, and all I can say is thank God that you're still here, and what a unbelievable story. And like William says, if you own a gun, know how to use it. Know,
right.
If you're in certain situations, how to react. You will be in my prayers along with your wife. Your lovely wife is probably, still not over it, I'm sure.
She has her moments.
Yeah, so we're going to be praying for her, and we're going to do a little politics show here pretty soon because it's getting close to the election. We got any predictions? Now, we talked to Scott McKay a lot, as you know. And he's saying that the Democrats will drop in someone at the convention and that Biden won't run. That's what he said. What was that, Teddy? How long ago was that? We talked to him a couple months ago, or
man, I think it was back in January when we had.
Was it really? I know it was this year.
Yeah, it's been a while. He's only been on this.
I wonder if he's still saying that. And his other thing is he thinks that the country's being run by Obama. I mean, you going to get a comment?
100%.
Okay, so
I believe that. Everybody believes that. I think.
Yeah, it's definitely being run by.
Well, who dropped that elected boss?
I don't even know if it's the Clintons are even involved, but I definitely think it's definitely the Obamas are behind.
Now, do you think they're going to drop someone in?
I don't have a thought on that.
No, okay.
I don't have a gut feeling on that, quite honestly, because I kind of feel.
It's starting to look less and less like that's going to happen, but who knows?
To me, it seems it's been quiet. Am I right?
I think. Well, here's my indicator. It depends on how bad he gets. If it gets to where they can't cover up his dementia anymore, then yes, at the last minute they'll probably drop somebody else in. Yeah, for medical reasons or whatever.
Well, don't you think, William? Don't you think with what's the dates for the first debate? June 20 something or something. Like that?
Yeah, something like that. But
end of June. So I mean, that's only a month away.
I think the television audience going to be on that sucker.
I mean,
right.
If Biden, if they do actually debate, then I guess I think we'll know something in regards to what we're talking about. Like if he's going to actually be on the ticket, Biden. By the
debate?
Time.
By the debate, you're saying?
That's what it just seems like to me. I mean, why put the guy out there for a debate?
Teddy is our political correspondent.
I'm listening.
He's our I think, and he's knowledgeable. Yeah. Teddy follows this stuff.
I think you should send me to Milwaukee.
I'll send you.
I'll send you. Well, I will say, Teddy, I do get I do get a +1, but I have to.
Wow, Teddy, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. You should bring Teddy.
No, it would be.
You bring Teddy, and I'll pick up all the expenses, like all the meals. You bring Teddy.
You better be careful how you say that, because I just got my bill for that, because they already have a pre payment.
You guys work it out.
You bring Teddy. There's no. You bring Teddy. To me, that's freaking priceless. To me, it's priceless. To our sponsor,
all right.
Our sponsor is priceless. I know these people.
All right.
I know him well. His name is William Wallis. We love him dearly, and thank God he's still here. William, thanks for thanks for sharing the story with us. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it, even though we just talked for about an hour. About an hour. And so we'll be praying for you. And you can come back in a couple of weeks. We can do the show on the political climate.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'll share with you more about my predictions of what's going to happen at the political.
Yeah, we'll save that for the big show in a couple of weeks. Okay, Teddy, anything you want to add?
I guess that's it. Just echo the same things you just said. I'm glad. I'm not glad this happened with William and his wife, of course, but the outcome was favorable. The guy got caught. Nobody got hurt, at least in William's family and him, and So, great listening to your story.
Thank you, Ted.
Proud of you, brother.
We're
proud of you.
Thank you, sir. I asked Teddy to go with me to see the Cubs and the Phillies at Wrigley Field on the 4th of July. That invitation is open to you as well.
I'm ready.
You think about that. We'll be going to Wrigley Field on July the 4th. William Wallis. For Ted Semper, Victor Del Giorno, it's all over the podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all the socialist media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. What are we up to on the TikTok followers now, Teddy?
We're 20,000, I think, something like that. It's hasn't grown much. It's been kind of steady, like in a plateau.
Because you're not obsessed with it anymore. That's why. And I'm glad. You're not.
So who knows? In a year, TikTok may not even be around.
Yeah.
But We don't know.
A lot of big things coming up here on the big show, so keep following us. It's All Road to Podcast. For the king of all podcasting, myself, I say, God bless you all. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Teddy.
Bye-bye.
Come on, the Coin Trader Studios, we're bringing it live. And who am I? I go by the name of Darkest Night. And Jada Hoyos is the one who brings a sick beat, to which we're getting pumped for topics this week. So now you grab my grape soda and take a sip, while I turn it over to Katie, Nick, Ted, and Vic. It's all over. We're all over the road. We got a brand new show, so just lo and behold, from the bayou to the city to the burbs to the swamps, you better know what time it is when you're hearing that.
All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.